We're going to head off to Rainbow Reef now, which is supposed to be amongst the most beautiful diving and snorkeling in the world.
Rainbow Reef can be accessed from Viani Bay, which we heard was also where a dive resort was based that was doing a lot of work to protect the reef. So we really wanted to meet them.
It didn't last a spring. You shoved me out before the nest was cold. I couldn't fly.
You and me, we're family. The bond that we share is as deep as the sea. No matter how rough things may come to be, you and me, we're family. Sing ho.
There's a little path just behind the school here. It's a very cute little school, and we're just going to go and get a good view from the top. When we first arrived, we decided to go for a little walk inland, but this turned out to be a bigger adventure than we had planned for. So here's some water tanks, and we're not sure why they're up here, but we think maybe it's to pump water and give some pressure so they get water down the system, but I've got no idea how the water gets up here. I think that must be some kind of shrine because it looks quite new and fresh, so somebody's obviously buried there, that's what I think. Bula, bula. The lady there with her kid in the village, and she's got 3 kids. There's 8 kids altogether, and it's one family, so her sister and cousins, and there's 3 houses. They all live in that kind of area. It's not really a village, it's more of a kind of family commune, and they used to hunt for wild pig and sell it, and now they hunt more for seafood, and the kids too are learning. Have you ever managed to get the boar?
The boar?
Yeah.
Yes.
You did it? How many times?
Many.
So it turns out that even the kids here know how to hunt for wild boar.
So we're just carrying on the walk, and then we heard these like dog whimpers, and then everyone just suddenly stopped. The dogs just looked up, and apparently that the other dogs are getting a wild boar, and the other dogs are going to try hunt it down. It's really cool.
You got the pig. How will you get the pig then after the dog gets it?
We run and kill the pig.
You run and kill the pig?
Yeah.
Okay, we didn't expect to be hunting wild boar, but it looks like there might be one. They might have found one. So they've all started running after the dog that's got the boar. And the kids will go to school in the bay where we've got our boat, so every morning they go on the walk or go on the horse for 8 o'clock and then come back at 3. And yeah, she said that they never really have a problem finding food. I mean, it's all around. I know they dig for wild yam, we've learned that, and you know, they can hunt for seafood, wild animals, and crabs, and basically just live off the land, really.
Yes, this one here.
Oh yeah, what do you do with this?
Boil it.
Ah, it's finished. It's good, healthy because it's green.
Yes.
So this is like turning into a bit of a kind of like trek in the wild. We thought the bay was just around the corner, and now we've been on this like another hour into the jungle. But hopefully going back will be a round route.
So what I do is I put my feet in the mud and then wait for them to dry, so they're like mud shoes.
Okay, so there's like this really big hole, and it's obviously something's been down there digging it out. It's probably a big crab. You can have a little bit off.
Yeah, go look, there's larvae. We're taking the larvae.
So we've arrived in the bay, and with the other part of the family, and Letia is telling us all about how they live here and what they eat, and asking about our life, and we'll have a rest before we head back again.
Jack, that's a bar jack.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Crevely jack.
Yeah. This is all your farm?
Yes.
Yeah, we know it's a really good farm. Yeah.
And my auntie was here with her husband, and she's passed away just last week.
It turns out that Latia's auntie had died recently and she was buried in the grave that we'd seen earlier. We shared our food and Latia was kind enough to get some coconuts for us to drink.
I learned that in a tour we did a couple of days ago, that sometimes they taste a bit like Sprite, like they're fizzy, and it's true. It's actually fizzy.
Thank you, you're amazing.
Slightly fizzy, isn't it?
It's like Sprite. That's really cool. Did you make that, you two?
Yeah.
Just clean up.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You keep it dry.
Yeah.
Keep it right.
So some of the older boys, when we got to the village, they decided to come the rest of the way because they want to go and hang out and play on the beach, and they're also carrying these bananas all this way for us. So we'd heard a lot about their village and we couldn't resist to invite them back to our boat so they could learn a little bit about us. The next day we had work to do, so we headed to shore to finally meet the owner of Dive Academy Fiji, who had heard so much about. Yeah, this is like the local shop. You can get veggies.
Bula! I'm Marina from Dive Academy Fiji, and Johnny and we together built this place with marine conservation and community support in mind. So the main purpose of our coral farm is to educate the local community about their prestigious underwater life and what they can do to protect it and help to grow the corals, and also make sure that they have enough fish for their livelihood here in the bay. Corals are animal or plant? Animal, yes, corals are animals. And they consist of hundreds to thousands of small polyps, really small polyps. Also, and you see this here, the coral and the polyps, yeah. Big waves, also caused by tsunamis, can break the corals. And with climate change, this becomes more and more because the weather is getting more extreme. And also the sea is getting warmer, which is a problem for the Soxantella who live in the algae. The Soxantella, they don't like it too warm. When it gets too warm, they leave the algae. And that's what we call coral bleaching. Down here you see white corals. These are not the white soft corals, are naturally white. They're not really white, they're fluorescent. The other option is to do this with a nursery phase, where you first have them in a nursery in a set up area structure, and then plant them out later. And this is what we did first. You see it here on the right. We call this our hammock nurseries. Apart from the coral farm, we also offer scholarships for locals to learn diving and even become dive professionals. And we go and teach in the school about marine life and its conservation, so I do that once a week. And Johnny is the Ratum Benu. He is the rubbish chief, and the locals call him like this because he is very adamant about cleanups and has organized a campaign on Taviuni as well as here.
So our job today was to learn how to plant the coral so we could help out.
Get the cement ball and you free dive down and just put the ball, press it hard on top of the coral. And that's it. The cement will get hard and the coral will grow. And that's how we are planting more corals. Thank you for joining today and coming with us to the coral farm, plant some corals and supporting our initiatives. And we are now heading out to our coral nursery here in Viani Bay at Chivi Island, and we're going to plant some corals back to the reef.
So this is sea salt. What they do is they get salt water, and they put it in trays, and then when the water evaporates, salt gets left behind. They do this over and over again till you get this.
She's a very inspiring lady in Dive Academy Fiji. That's her dive resort here. It's really nice, it's really low-key. We just happen to be here with a lot of other boat families as well, and we love this educational side because we've hung out with the kids yesterday and we've seen their school, and knowing that they can come here and she teaches them every week is just, that's what it should be about really. And you know, they've got this amazing kind of nursery out there. They've organised, her and Johnny have organised that and made that a marine protected reserve, a local one.
And I was on my own, alone in a big blue land, with only my legs to stand and no one to lend a hand or to pick me up.
We're putting leaves in our mask.
No, hibiscus leaves.
Why hibiscus even?
Because they help the mask. They have you rubber, and they have a little bit of soap, so it stops it from getting foggy.
From the, you see the mooring ball over there? So this is the Tambu area from the mooring, and then 1,000 meters down. Yeah? Okay, so what we'll do is that we have the cement balls here, the brush, and we'll be planting some corals. Okay, so what we do is, you find yourself a spot like a dead rock. You see all those algae on the rock. So you take your brush and then you brush it off. So it's good to work in pairs, because one has to remember the spot and one has to come for the cement ball. Yeah. So brush, remember the spot, mark the spot. Yeah, and your buddy go and bring one cement ball, and we'll bring you the piece of coral. So when you take the cement ball, when you swim from the boat to your spot, you hold it above the water. Yeah. If when you get to a piece of coral, brush the algae off, and then lie your piece of coral on the rock. Yeah? And then you take your cement ball, yeah, and then you put it on one end. Yeah? So once it's wet, it will be like this. And then when the coral grows, it will grow out, and then it will cover the whole coral, the whole cement. We have like 25 cement balls here. The more you can plant, the better. That's it.
All right.
So ready? Go. Okay.
Broken wing, it didn't last a spring. You shoved me out before the nest was cold. I couldn't fly, but God, I tried. I hit the ground and I was on my own, alone in a big blue land with only my legs to stand and no one to lend a hand or to pick me up. I see the sky where you would fly, and I would wait for you so patiently. But I was weak, and soon I had an empty beak. I guess I wasn't worth the time, and I never had the chance to float in a weightless dance, to swim in the great expanse above me. The gravity holds me down, I'll never escape the ground, to live in the careless clouds where I belong. I saw your face painted on the wall, shapeless in space, colorless and small. I remember you, faded and subdued.
Yeah, like what you would do is you would find a rock, clean it, then find some live coral on like the a bit area. Then you take it not off the another coral, but on the floor somewhere. So you bed. Then you put it onto the rock, and then get a cement ball, and then carefully place it onto the coral, and then it would dry, and then the coral would grow.
So which bits were most difficult then?
Probably trying to get the cement down and trying to like keep it there. Yeah.
I planted 3 pieces of coral. I think the pieces of coral are gonna grow.
Tongue in a silent remark. You're a memory now. You're just dust on the ground, just a whisper of steam on the crest of a dream while I walk in the dark. You're a memory now. Sheltered and safe, hidden and concealed. Your timid face never was revealed, shaded from the light.
Thank you for watching and enjoying these videos. So if you're the type of person that would like to thank us in return, then you can simply click on the super thanks button below, or otherwise you can support us on Patreon and get more than just 4 videos a month from as little as $3 a month. We look forward to seeing you there.
And a golden flag. I said, hey, I had a dream last night.